Hi everyone. Uh, Today we'll go on the advanced portion of doing selection of the images. Last time we saw rectangular and elliptical marquee tools. Today we are going to go one step ahead and we are going to work on the lasso tools. Okay. So here we see we have three types of lasso tool. One is your simple basic lasso tool. Second is your polygonal lasso tool, and third is your magnetic lasso tool. So all three of them you have to understand. All three have a different purpose. So let's begin with that. First we'll understand exactly how it works. So this is a photograph that I have taken. I have opened the layer panel and we have to do our work first, that is convert this into a normal layer. So we have converted this into a normal layer, keeping it away. Let's start with our lasso tool. Now this lasso tool, the first simple lasso tool, is the tool which allows you to do selection free-handedly. Okay, it's not necessary always you need to do the selection in rectangular format or in elliptical format. Polygonal lasso tool helps you to do selection in the freehand manner. See how it works. So take the polygonal lasso tool, and here what I'll do is I'll just engulf this mug, and this is the way. So Control C, Control N for the new file, and I'll take this and paste it. Okay, so that easy. So freehand selection, I'm able to do it. But what happens is Control D to deselect it. Whenever we are doing our selection in freehand, okay, the edges doesn't come well. So what we have to do is, if we want to do freehand selection, we need to work on feathering also. Okay, if we are working on the feathering and then doing freehand selection, that becomes quite easy and it's more impressive. So we have already seen the feathering, how we are going to apply it. So let's do that first. Say feathering of 30 pixels I'm giving, or 25 pixels, feathering of 25 pixels I'm giving, and then I'm doing the selection. So I'll just go around with some gap and I'll do the freehand selection. Okay, so done. Control C and come to the page and paste. Now you can see there is feathering, and this looks pretty good because the edges are soft. Okay, the more practice you'll do, more nicely you will be able to do it. But if you're not giving feathering, it will be absolutely as if you have torn the page and pasted it somewhere. So that will not look good. If that is the need, definitely you can do it. But this is how we usually use the freehand selection tool. Okay, let's come to the options what we have for the freehand selection tool, that is the lasso tool. Okay, options are same. The first one is your new selection, which allows you to select only once. See, as I try to take up the new selection, the previous one goes off. Then we have add to the selection, which allows me to add. Okay, so I can go on adding, and then we have subtract from the selection. The overlapping portion will be removed. Okay, so this is how I'm going to remove the overlapping portion, and then intersect, where overlapping portion will be kept and rest everything will be removed. Okay, this is your lasso tool. And then there is one option called Anti-Alias. Okay, this I'll explain you how exactly it works. This option is available in your polygonal lasso tool, your magnetic lasso tool, and also in your elliptical tool. So I'll explain you this in ellipse, how basically this can be used well. Okay, so done with our lasso tool. Lasso tool is basically used for freehand selection. If you are using with a feather, it looks good. If you don't want to use it with a feather, then that's a special requirement. You can do it the way you want. Okay, so this is how it goes. Rest options are absolutely same. Now the second type of lasso tool is your polygonal lasso tool. Now this polygonal lasso tool is very important tool in the beginning for selection and selecting object perfectly and precisely as per the requirement. Okay. Later on, we are going to learn one more tool which is little advanced in the Polygonal Lasso tool, but now at present you have to concentrate more on the Polygonal Lasso tool, how we are going to use it for the best output. Okay. Sometimes we have lots of work where they are asking us to remove the background. We need some portion of the photograph to be removed perfectly so that we can place it in somewhere else. So Polygonal Lasso tool is the best tool which will help you to do the perfect selection. So this mug I'm going to use Polygonal Lasso tool. Let's zoom it. The first thing is you have to zoom it to the maximum level which is more comfortable for you to work on. Okay, so I'll take this, and how you are going to start. You have to start with an edge. Okay, so edge, attach a point. So this has been attached. Go to a distance and click. Go on clicking according to the edges. Okay, it's not freehand. You have to go and click according to the edges. So I'm getting straight line here. So simply come and click here till the straight line is available. So I have this, click, and then I have here, I'll click, and here I have the round corner. So I'll go absolutely according to the round corner. Okay, so done with this, come back to your base which is round. Okay, so we are going to cover up this in the most circular manner. You need to have patience for this, and if you're doing it well, see to it you're not taking or taking in extra pixels of the background or removing or cutting the pixels of the object what you're needing to take it on the new file. Okay, so I'll simply go around this edges which looks like quite round, so I need to be very careful. So slowly you have to go absolutely according to your edges. Okay, now see, while I'm working, I'm keeping my one hand on the space bar because this allows me to pan. The first or second class I had already told you panning. Once you're zooming it to a maximum level, you obviously need to pan your image because the image is magnified a lot. Okay, so once the image is magnified, see here I have done a mistake. So to go back, I'll press backspace and then I'll start again. Okay, so if I'm finding it difficult here, what I'll do is zoom it further and then go according to the edges. Okay, so I'll simply go from here to the edges. Now pan. Okay, I was talking about the pan. Now I want to move this and I don't want to lose this Polygonal Lasso tool also. So to move, I'm going to press space bar. The cursor changes to hand tool and I can pan my image wherever I want. As soon as I leave my click and then the space bar, it comes back to where I was working. So that's easy. That's how it works. Just finish with the selection. Okay, so you have to close it to the place where you had begun. Okay, so wherever you're starting in, you have to come and close it from there itself. So your complete selection is done. Now observe here what we have selected the mug. The outer portion has been selected and it looks quite good. I'll just copy and paste it to show you something. Okay, so I got my mug clear from the edges, but this portion is to be removed, right? So what I'll do is I'll switch on to the third option, that is subtract from the selection. Subtract from the selection will allow me to remove this portion. I don't want this. Okay, so I have to subtract it. We had seen earlier also, this is new selection, add to selection, subtract, and the intersect. So subtract, we have to remove this portion. So I'll go on the edge and start selecting the inner portion which I want to remove it. So simply go on clicking and we are going to remove this. Just be careful because the more curves you have, the more time it's going to take for the perfect selection. Okay, don't be in a hurry, have patience. The patience will help you to get a better output. Okay, with practice definitely you will gain the speed also. So done. Now next time I'll copy this and I'll paste it in a file. See, we don't have that in a portion, so we got our mug completely detached from the main page. Now I can place this wherever I want. Similarly, I can use different things for replacing with the background. Okay, so that's with your polygonal lasso tool. Just a revision, polygonal lasso tool goes according to the edge, so it gives you clear and crisp cutting, can be used beautifully for editing the images which needs lots of background removal. Okay, so this is how it goes. It also has feather, so if I want feathering to be added, I can do feather also. Okay, so this is your polygonal lasso tool. We have seen two tools, the lasso tool which is freehand and the polygonal lasso tool which is absolutely precise. Okay, now the third is something in between these two tools, that's magnetic lasso. Now how does this magnetic lasso tool works? Magnetic lasso tools works on the difference of the color composition of the pixels. Okay, so when you have two different colors, a stark difference between the pixel, magnetic lasso tool goes absolutely from between those two pixels. Okay, so it allows me to select according to the pixel. So have a look here. What you have to do is take the magnetic lasso tool, click and leave it, and simply move your cursor wherever you feel it's going precise, it's good. Okay, the moment you feel it is getting confused because it's not able to demarcate the difference between the pixels, demarcate what exactly it is selecting, so that time you have to click once. Okay, so here see, here this portion it's not able to understand. What I'll do is I'll go backspace. Here also we have some problems, so simply go click and move. So we'll just click and move and then it starts working well. Okay, backspace, click and move. So this is magnetic lasso tool which goes absolutely according to the difference of your pixels. Okay, so I'll be a little quick onto this. Done. Click, Control C, Control N, enter, Control V. Okay, this is about what I got with the magnetic lasso tool. Now things to observe here, the edges most of the time are very crispy, it's not at all smooth like this. Okay, and because you don't have control on the tool completely, so you tend to miss on to the pixels which you want or you want to delete. Okay, so if you want things like this rough, if you have a specific requirement where you want the things to be rough, definitely you can use this technique. Rest, what I feel is its magnetic lasso tool can be beautifully used with your feathering value. Okay, so say for example feather, I'm taking it feather as 10 to 15 pixels, 15 pixels, and magnetic lasso tool just go around like this, click, go around, click, backspace, click, go around. So I don't have to be very careful what exactly I'm doing because I have already given feathering. So 15 pixels of edge softness and the transparency will be applied, so it will have a different look. I want to remove this portion, select, just go on the edges and click. Okay, so Control C, Control N, enter, Control V. So you get this transparency on the edges which can be used on a for certain photographs. If I want to give more transparency, I'll give more pixel value. Okay, so this is with our lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool and magnetic lasso tool.